Okay, here's a quick post-install video on my front motor uh, electric bike. I had this old beach cruiser. It's about 10, 15 years old at least, and I decided to electrify it because I like to go on bike rides with my wife, but she leaves me in the dust because she works out at the gym 4 times a week and does spin classes and stuff. So this is my solution on keeping up with her. Uh, I did a down tube battery. If you got room, they're nice. If you don't have room, you have to make the measurements. Get one of those racks that you put on the back that holds the batteries. Those are nice too. So the front motor is 1,000 watts. I didn't need all that power, but yeah, why not? It does accelerate nice, has good power, but typically I just pedal my bike, and when I need to catch up, I give myself a little electric boost there. So the gauge that came with it is very basic. It does everything I need, which really is just the battery level. Unfortunately, it's marked in kilometers, so I put these little blue pieces of tape on there to mark out 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. It does peg it, so I don't really know how fast it goes, but I'm guessing 30, but that's just a guess. Definitely pegs out the meter. And it's got the off-on button. This little supposed to limit you to 6 kilometers per hour. It doesn't work because I did not install the little unit that goes on the bottom bracket that has a little magnetic thing that lets the motor know that you're pedaling, and you have to be pedaling in order to get power. I didn't see the point in it, so I left it off. It's important to route your cables as neatly as you can, allowing for room for your front wheel to rotate, so just a little bit of slack there. The bag that came with it has a little grommet at the front for the wires to go through, so that keeps it as moisture free as possible. If I do get caught out in the rain, I just unzip this and let it set for a day and let it dry out. But this is a basic coaster bike. I didn't want to have to deal with installing one on the rear. Ideally, you put it on the bottom bracket, but the installation is difficult. This is a very simple installation process. Just about anybody could do it. It came with one of those thumb accelerators, HOW units, but I bought this one for $14 from the same company. The plug matched up with the controller unit, and it works really nice. It has a nice spring action. It feels solid. It's just easier to use. My thumb gets tired pressing on that other one, so I just spent the extra 14 bucks and put it on there. But overall, I'm very, very happy with the installation. It does not come with one of those torque bolts. So I bought, this is just a cheap one off of eBay, generic. But unfortunately, it did not match up with this little welded on bracket here, and it got in the way. So when I used one of those hose clamps to clamp it on at the top, it just looked really ugly. So fortunately, I have a milling machine, and I had some 1/2-inch aluminum bar, so I just skimmed it down to about 0.4 and laid it out and just made a nice bracket. So it looks much better than the hose clamp. The hose clamp would have been okay if I didn't have this little welded on bracket that got in the way. So I made my own part there. Other than that, it's very simple. It doesn't give you a whole lot of instructions, but you don't need it because there's only one plug that fits the other plug. So just plug it all together and you're good to go. And the handbrake. I don't have a handbrake for disc brakes on the front, but I put the unit on here anyhow. It's kind of like an emergency cutoff because there is a switch in there that will cut the motor. When I pull it back all the way, this lever drops down and it just cuts the motor out. I don't think I'll ever need it, but if I ever do get into a runaway situation, I can just pull that lever and cut it down. One other thing I want to mention is that it's a fairly heavy unit with the motor and the battery. So the only problem I really have is this kickstand is not as substantial as I'd like. You have to kind of be careful because you could knock it over easily. So I just usually turn the wheel that way to take some pressure off that. But really my only problem is this kickstand. But other than that, it was a great install. I like the product. I'd do it again. But maybe if I did it again, I would just go ahead and get into a bottom bracket installation, although it is more complicated. So with that, hope you liked this video. Bye.